So the fact that Sadiq Khan is being reported at page 12 of the Times London today, Saturday, the 28th of October 2023, as ignoring plea from Keir Starmer and joining Labour ceasefire calls is an extraordinary item because Sadiq Khan is an opportunist by any definition, by all the evidence of his behavior since he became a Labour nominated Member of Parliament and then transferred to becoming the Labour candidate for the post of elected mayor at the expense of the people of London. When he was first given a junior UK parliamentary post under Gordon Brown, a notorious racist and anti-Muslim, the first thing that Sadiq Khan got by way of being in the news was that it was the Muslims' fault that there was anti-Muslim hostility and racism prevalent in the United Kingdom. Now, that could not be more untrue. And since he received immediate fact-based evidence that his remark was stupid and that by that remark he was confirming his status within the Labour Party careerocracy as a racist slave, mental slave. He then got nominated as the candidate for the Labour Party for the post of elected mayor at the expense of London, which he duly got elected in. That was following 2 terms, 4-year terms, in which the congenital liar and anti-Muslim Boris Johnson stayed in the post and did damage to democracy, to the cause of fighting for democracy in London, and give legitimacy to the extent that the liar Boris Johnson could give to the idea of anti-Muslim racism and other racism. Sadiq Khan has not, in the years since 2016 when he got in, 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, the second term now in this 7 years, effectively 7 years, second term. He got inaugurated, when he got in, he got inaugurated at a mainly racist dominated, non-Muslim dominated gallery staged at the Sadak Anglican Cathedral. Sadiq Khan gave a completely servile, stupid spiel, no doubt prepared for him and approved by his masters and mistresses. Sadiq Khan gave no actual manifesto for democracy, for accountability, whatsoever for anyone in London. And within a short time, since he became established as the incumbent in the post of mayor at the expense of London, the mental slave Sadiq Khan surrounded himself with mainly white women and white men and non Muslims. And there is no evidence that he will change tack. This is 7, 8 years now. And he has not made any, absolutely no impact on policing for the people of London and for the ending of the long standing racism among the police, long running sexism among the police in London. Despite the fact that he has got the post of deputy mayor for policing given to a racist woman, very stupid, who was the elected mayor at the expense of the people of Hackney before Sadiq Khan got her into his so called cabinet. There has been no, absolutely no, not a single statement that she has made about the kidnap, about the rape, and about the murder, and about the torture before murder and the burning of the body of Sarah Everard and other criminals in the police. When all of this happened, the post of Commissioner of the London Metropolitan Police was being held by the woman Cressida Dick. Now, Cressida Dick was a personification of the lie that gender or ethnicity made this real significant difference to the job and the competence and the dedication of an individual in any post. Cressida Dick was the one that was finally traced as being the line manager responsible for the murder of the Brazilian who was murdered on the spot by the Metropolitan Police in London, who had believed that he was a Pakistani. So, although this man who was murdered was Brazilian, it wasn't a murder committed against a Brazilian, it was a murder committed against a Pakistani. And despite all of that, Cressida Dick not only was allowed to stay in the post that she had held up to then, but she was promoted. She was promoted as the first woman in the post of Commissioner of the London Metropolitan Police. And she was an absolute disaster. Not only was she a disaster, she was repeatedly given impunity for incompetence, for her additional racist aggravation, and policing at the expense of London disappeared completely. So Sadiq Khan was supposed to be the incumbent in the post of chair of the Metropolitan Police Authority. He could not be less engaged, less competent, less relevant. The murder and the other things that have been done against Sarah Abarad and other victims are tips of the iceberg. Nothing about London policing is appropriate, acceptable, and nothing is appropriate, acceptable in the context of the last 100 years. There is nothing that exists in the London police architecture, if you like, that holds individual police races to account, individual police sexes to account. When it comes to Transport for London, again, it is Sadiq Khan who is supposed to be the head of the authority called Transport for London, and he is completely absent. On the main buses in London, the buses carry, in the main, 5 notices, all of those addressed at passengers, bus users, placing them in the context of the main offenders, wrongdoers. And there is nothing on any of the buses or online on the Transport for London that provides any recognizable evidence that Transport for London, in the context of the passengers' needs, passengers' convenience, passenger safety on the London buses is remotely considered by the bureaucracy. Transport for London. Ken Livingston Livingstone was the first elected mayor post holder between 2000 and 2008. Went to America, I think, and recruited, think about that, recruited a CIA man, former CIA man, as the transport commissioner for London. And among the perks, among the additional bonuses and benefits that the former CIA man was given in the name of Transport for London, in the name of the people of London on the transport system that this man was supposed to be looking after, was a multi-million pound residence and a multi-million pound extra bonus. Now, anyone who actually knows the London buses will agree that London buses are in a very bad state. Number one, most of the drivers, who are, I think the demography of the drivers on London buses is divided numerically as 70% African and Asian, and 30% white. But whatever the ethnic backgrounds and distribution, the buses are driven by very inadequately trained individuals who have really no concern about the welfare and safety of the passengers. So, the example that I could give, and I'm not giving because of legal reasons, and the legal reasons being that if I give the details of the incidents, then those details might implicate people who might otherwise be innocent. And without including all the details, the actual factual item cannot be discussed. Suffice to say that all the evidence are made available to the Transport for London, and Transport for London never takes any action. Transport for London is completely corrupt, incompetent, as is the London Metropolitan Police, as is the London court system. So, this is part 3 of the Khoodeelaar television channel, and we shall be talking more about this lack of accountability in due course. This is the evidence based program under the banner of the Baby Angel Geronimo auditions. And what the Baby Angel Geronimo is a witness to and has been a witness to is the lack of accountability, lack of honesty, lack of morality or ethics, as the criminals in charge of DEFRA proved by their behavior. And as the criminals sitting as High Court judges Griffiths and Murray proved by their willingness to play as two roles for the criminals and murderers of DEFRA. She'll be ending this at 18 minutes long, and the time is 20:08 GMT on Saturday, the 28th of October 2023.